Hiya, I'm Jasper, and welcome to your video review for Push. It's a movie starring Captain America, aka Chris Evans, Dakota Fanning, Djimon Hounsou, and Cliff Curtis, who you might remember from Sunshine. So, as always, I'm going to give you the good, the bad, and the furry. To start off with the furry, a dog, I think. So, nothing significant. Moving on to the good and the bad. So, in my opinion, this movie is nearly perfect. The only major gripe that I have is really that the names that they have for the different powers are bad. Like, they chose them poorly. So, in this world, and they do an opening narration that better explains this, but essentially, there's superpowers that certain people have that started roughly in World War II-ish timeframes, and they have different names for them based on what they can do. The thing is that they decided to call people with telekinetic powers movers. And then they decided to call basically the telepathic people pushers because they can push things into your head. And then this whole movie stars a guy who can move things, who is therefore a mover. But they called the movie Push. That's so dumb. So dumb. Just use a different name for the telepathic people and then just call the movers pushers because they push things. That would make so much more sense. So I really think that negatively impacted the box office and people's understanding and people's enjoyment of this movie just because of that alone. Like, by a significant amount. Aside from that, this movie, like I said, is nearly perfect. I don't want to talk about too much of the plot line, but essentially, there's a government agency after the people with powers, and they also are using people with powers to find and take out the people with powers. It's badly explained. Just watch the first opening narration, first 5-10 minutes. You'll get what the plot line is going to be for this, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. The last act, I think, can be a little confusing, but I think you need to just go along for the ride with it, because you don't need to make any more sense of it than a watcher. Like, a watcher, would have to be thinking, and, you just go along for the ride, because if you're trying to figure out what and why is happening, then you're just going to be confused. If you just go along with okay, they're doing the thing they need to do, and then that thing's going to be the thing they need to do. Okay, now they're revealing that, and I think that is a really good way of doing it. I also, and this is key, they had a really, really good ending. I will say that I think that they left it open for a sequel, but they clearly aren't getting it, because this movie came out in 2009, and it had a $38 million budget, and only made $48 million worldwide. So clearly not going to get a sequel, but while I think the sequel could have been really interesting or entertaining, I also understand, with those numbers, why they didn't, which is really disappointing, because this movie, like I said, is nearly perfect. I rewatched this movie so many times. It's so good. The CGI, the physicality, the lived-in nature of the locations that they shot in, and obviously the main actors are awesome. The dialogue and the interactions, it all works very well. I love the costume design, and just all the colors and everything else that they are working with is just fantastic. So, and like I said, they had a really, really, really good ending. It just totally works. So, like I said, my only really main complaint is the names that they used for the different powers was stupid. But everything else, just a fantastic 2 thumbs way up movie. You should definitely see this if you've never watched it or you've never heard of it. Just remember Captain America, Dakota Fanning, and Djimon Hounsou are in it. That's all you need to know. Go watch it. That alone should sell you on it, because there's there's superpowers, and yeah, there's superpowers, in a good way, not in a 2023 way. Cool? All right. That's all I have for this one. Thanks for coming. Thanks for watching. Hope to see you at the next one. Bye.